I called earlier and I left too long of a message, so I'll try to leave this one a little more brief.
This one's so long.
Basically, in high school, I was dating this Guatemalan chick and took her virginity, and she, we dated for about 6 months afterwards, and when we broke up, she stalked me for about 2.5 years, and I finally got rid of her. Fast forward almost 20 years later, I have a wife. I got 3 kids. My twins are 7, and then my oldest is 9. And I created a Facebook so that I could share pictures with the family and stuff like that. First thing that happens after I created and put pictures and all that is I get a message from my stalker that says, "I don't know who she is, but I envy every drop of her. I'll see you soon."
Oh, God.
And I showed my wife, and she obviously wants to call the cops. She's very worried. She thinks this girl is out of her mind, crazy. I mean, it's been 20 years, and she's still on that. So
that's crazy.
Obviously, she's got a screw loose, but in my personal opinion, I dealt with it for so long. I've done all that stuff. When I call the cops, when I try to escalate it and try to get her to stop, when I get angry, it only feeds into it, and she ends up getting even crazier and doing crazier things. So I think the best thing to do is to ignore her, block her on Facebook, just don't give her that attention, and just let it just die out like that. My wife is not happy with that. We've been going back and forth for a while now, and I don't know what to do, man. I'm just really concerned because, like I said, it's been 20 years, and I don't want this crazy bitch to try to do something, to me or my children or my wife, because I gave her some good dick 20 years ago. And
has to pat himself on the back. Pause this.
Stressful.
There's no way your dick has anything. This was high school. She was a virgin. You think you laid it down so good? You don't think this is just a mentally ill woman, an insanely mentally ill woman? That's so fucking cool to be like, dude, it's just the hard part is I fucking dicked her down so good.
I dicked her down so good on an air mattress. At 3 p.m. before my parents came home.
I gave her the time of her life in the back of a Hyundai Elantra, 45 seconds at a time. All right, let's finish.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with the fact that we kept talking.
Yeah.
After we broke up for so long.
Yeah. Anyway, let's finish this and let's.
Yeah.
I don't think she has anything crazy on me. If anything, I got videos and pictures of her, so I don't know.
What? Why do you have that?
Kind of confused. I don't know what to do.
What?
Yeah.
You have videos and pictures of her?
Love you guys.
From 20 years ago? Please tell me you mean you have videos of her being weird, not you kept sex souvenirs from high school.
He's basically
which
saying,
might be child pornography.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. He's like, don't worry, she's got nothing on me, but I do have a lot of child porn on my phone at the current moment. Don't worry,
I got her dead to rights. I have vintage child pornography to show the authorities.
If we're ever in court, don't worry.
I will pull that out, and I won't even run it by my lawyer. It'll be like a surprise, like at the end of SVU. Okay, so did he say they kept in touch, or
yeah, it said for
he
2.5 years. He
said they dated for 6 months, and then he says she stalked him for 2.5 years after they dated.
But he said earlier we kept talking, right? We dated for 6. We broke up. Oh,
yeah, after they broke up for dating for 6 months, she started stalking him for 2.5 years.
Gotcha. Okay, never mind.
So this is crazy that if this was 20 years ago and they had no contact, that he makes a Facebook and she instantly finds him, that's kind of fucking wild.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of see both sides here. Well, first of all, if you have any pictures of her as underage, if you have any pictures, delete them.
That's not leverage.
That's weird as fuck, bro. That is so fucked up and strange. Like, if I think about somebody I fucked in college and like keeping that was legitimately 15 years ago, like that's so strange to fucking have. I don't have I think it's weird. We've talked about this on the show before. I think it's weird to keep souvenirs from old relationships in general. I think it's kind of fucking pathetic and a little creepy. But 20 years from high school is like illegal.
20 years? Wait, so how old is this guy? I'm trying to...
I mean, he's probably our age.
Yeah, so
unfortunately.
I didn't have a... I don't think I had an iPhone.
Yeah, I didn't either. This man's got a Motorola Razr with fucking... with 17-year-old tits on it. This guy's got a Nokia with pussy pictures.
He emailed them to his fucking Gmail, like literally when Gmail was invented.
Of a digital camera.
I've got a Hotmail account with some pretty incriminating photos on it. And I understand why his wife is a little freaked out.
100%.
Will not get rid of these photos. Yeah. Like, that should be step one.
Okay, so... that is fucking crazy. I do think he's probably right in that for the time being, you just have to be like, we have to ignore this, hope it goes away, right? This is a fucking crazy person. Does this person live near you? For the time being, I wouldn't go to the cops, right? First of all, you think the cops are going to be helpful? It's insane to think that. Like, it would have to be pretty... you have to get down the line to get cops involved. Like... you call the cops right now, they're just going to be like, hey, buddy, I get it. They're just going to be like, okay, but she didn't really do anything. See you later. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to do shit.
1,000%.
So I think you're right. Ignore her. Definitely don't reach out to her. Definitely don't talk to her. That's crazy. And you just have to have, like, you just kind of have to be on alert. And if anything pops up, then you go to the cops. I mean, there's no real way to go around this. Don't mention the pictures to the cops. Don't bring those up. And yeah, I mean, you have a wife and 3 kids. I get where your wife is coming from, but I think what you need to say is not, let's just ignore this, but like, hey, I'm with you. I want to deal with this as you know, swiftly and right as possible. But we don't have, as annoying as it is, we don't have any evidence right now that this woman was going to, like, she's just made vague threats. Hopefully we just ignore her. You know, I'm as freaked out as you, but in the past, if I ignored her, it went away. And the more attention I gave to her, the more it got worse. The second that we can go to the cops, I will. But right now, this just doesn't make sense.
I get your wife's scared. You've got twins. I mean, that's already scary.
Yeah.
And then you've got this, like, threat.
Yeah.
And then you've got the cops where you're a guy calling saying a woman is stalking you. They're going to be like, fucking lucky.
Yeah, pussy.
Nice, dude.
Have you thought about sexually assaulting her and getting away with it because we don't really do anything in that scenario?
I mean, a restraining order, is that like a thing that makes sense in this scenario?
Yeah, I think but I just think at this point, a vague sort of I'll see you soon like, it is freaky.
Yeah.
But I don't think the cops were going to do anything for that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I feel like especially now where so many people get bullied online, you think cops are fucking checking out every weird message you're getting from someone on the internet? No way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and they're definitely not going to respect a man getting stalked by a woman, probably.
Right.
But you have a family, whatever. I think if this woman makes any kind of, like, in-person contact, the second she does that, and hopefully the photos and videos you're describing are her being crazy, and if you have evidence of her being insane, the second she actually becomes any kind of a real problem, I think you go to the cops. I just think right now it might be a little premature to do that, and I think you're right. Block her, ignore her. You know, you have, you've dealt with this in the past, and then, like, you know, if hopefully it doesn't happen, but yeah, then go to the cops. Maybe talk to a lawyer at this point, because they actually know the law. They're not fucking a few idiots on a podcast. But talk to a lawyer about this kind of thing. They might be able to give you actual useful advice on how cops behave around this kind of thing. Like, or if you have a friend that's a cop, or just somebody that can either confirm or deny our hunches here that the cops aren't going to be useful right now. But yeah, I think you talk to your wife that way and say, hey, I want to get this dealt with. Let's ignore it. Let's block her. And the second this crosses any other line, like, we'll go to the cops and then, you know.
I think your wife is probably like your wife thinks you're not doing enough, and don't show her this podcast.
Yeah,
where
definitely
you-
don't.
This
Honey,
is-
I'm
this
I'm
was your
working on it.
idea.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to a detective or anything yet.
Yeah.
But Stavi.
But we called
He's
into
all over
Stavi, and by the time he got to it, it's probably 4 months after I called in. So don't worry.
Yeah. I think that's true. I think like take it to some version of authority. Show your wife that you care.
Yeah, take a step. Maybe talk to somebody who understands these proceedings a little better. But yeah, I don't know about the cops yet. This woman is out of her mind, though. I mean,
For sure.
20 years later, stalking someone who has a fucking family. I wonder what this guy did. Maybe too. It's like, did he do something fucked up to her? Like, are we getting like only one side of the story here? He like even being like took her virginity. Like, it's like. I mean, I guess that's valuable information. Maybe
She's like, babe, I popped her cherry. That's why she's so fucking crazy.
popped her cherry with his sweet ass dick. What can you expect, babe?
I love the version of him telling his wife like she's obsessed with me because of my dick, and his wife being like, "That's not it."
Yeah.